It is important.
I just started the recording, ma'am.
Right. Thank you. Good morning to all. More important for us is a single person who has joined while making the link. So, hi, Neha. Good to see you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you,
while
ma'am. Same here. Yeah.
yeah. So while making the link, out of the sheer excitement because there was a whole lot of demand. So possibly we thought that 12:30 is a suitable time. Do let us know in the groups what time do you prefer. But this workshop today is going to be an entirely different one. So we will do what we will do is we'll also share with the recording with the client schools, and that is why Neha ma'am is doing. Right. So Neha ma'am, you'll also keep admitting those who are joining a little later. Right. So, yes, correct.
Yeah, I'll do that, ma'am. Yes.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, great. So, like every time, I am from two devices, and Neha ma'am, just on Neha ma'am on mute. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Right. So, yes. So next time in the group, do let us know the favorable time. But today's workshop, as I promised, always this is on popular demand. Everybody wanted us to do a workshop on play story. So what I've done is I've created a one level up. All of you, those who had already participated in my previous workshop, where I was talking about how to use phonics, how to use language for language development and all. If not, you can ask us in the groups. We will share the recording with you. It is on our YouTube, right? And but it is unlisted. We share it only for the client schools. So accordingly, you can ask us. More than one member is a group for us at Tecvivid, and that is why, since we had promised, we'll continue the workshop. And next time during the working days, we can always keep the workshop in the evening hours. We, mixed things came to us. Teachers wanted in the morning hours, so that is it. Okay, so let's begin. So today's workshop, because there are lesser number of people, so the interaction would not be as much as it happens. That's perfectly fine. I'll just take the flow, and I'll take. So we'll do this session as if we are doing the session for recording sake, and this can be further shared with the teachers and can be referred to many times. So the today's topic is the language catalyst. Now, 100% schools have been asking us, and in my experience also for last 30 years, I mean, developing language is one of the primary areas for the school. Yes, agreed? Right. So all those who are there, you can, it'll be a great idea if you can just give me a thumbs up so I can see May and Querido. Then I can see Shipra Mittal, and let me see. Then hi ma'am. Then I can see Shraddha, Vani. Oh wow, super. So we have more than one participant. That's great. Right, perfect. And what I'll keep it on the so that I can see the chats all over. Agree, Shipra ma'am. Thank you so much. So now here. So now what I have done in this PPT, what you see over here is story, song, and play. I'll be doing a lot of examples. Thank you, Shraddha ma'am. I'll be doing a whole lot of examples. I'll be also reciting certain poems, right? With or without book. If you are using Bloomers, super, right? And you can refer to the poetry. I'll tell you the how this. I'll also give you the scientific background. This workshop recording, if you want, once we take the flow, you can even sit and show it to your parents. See, this is the phenomena which we are following. Right. So with this, now if you see, there are two pictures over here. On the left side, you see normal A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is how the school has been doing, but it is pretty fragile and it gets disconnected. Right. So the moment, okay, in case, let me do one second. The electricity has gone. Let me take on my, right at this moment only, let me take it on my iPhone hotspot. Otherwise, I will vanish. High possibility. Yeah. Okay. So Yeah. See, that is one thing which is so unpredictable. There's never an announcement that the electricity will go at what time. Sorry. So let's take the flow again. So now here, beyond ABC, so the rote learning which the school is doing, it's not bad at all. Yes. But if you see over here, how can you, I mean, the catalyst work. So how does the music, rhythm, sound works for the children? So now if you see in this picture, this image over here, what we are doing is, these are the dots which we have to connect when we are doing the language development with the child. You try it. I am there in most of the school groups. And then you can tell me that yes, it was effective. Now, what are the dots? Number one, we have to connect the emotion. Then we have to integrate the physical actions. We have to emphasize on social cues. Why are we teaching? What is the purpose behind it? And overall, we build the vocabulary that further builds the language. Done? So this is a simple science. If you see, this is the way how the child develops the language. So on your screen, when you see this, it's not at all complicated. It's a very simple thing. Connect emotions, integrate physical actions, emphasize on social cues. You are going to build a whole lot of vocabulary with the child. You can take those who want. Later on, you can share it with your parents also, this particular picture. Okay. Now, in the language, there are three pillars. So those of you who have been attending my previous workshop, you'll also find, right? So number one, pillar one is a narrative, a story. When I use the word narrative, it's a story. So anything, you can build vocabulary in context to grammar or comprehension. So when you're telling a story, when you're telling a situation, when you're telling an anecdote, when you're telling just an imagination, so what is happening? There is a vocabulary built in that context. Agreed with me? Uska context. So we have to use the words accordingly. Like over here, I am using the vocabulary which I am using is for teachers. I'll also give you a sample with the children. Then pillar two is rhythm. Rhythm helps us bring a whole lot of cognitive memory. Right. I like personally, if you say, I remember so many chants and so many shlokas because my grandmother used to just recite them. And in my childhood, possibly I did not even know the meaning, but I could recite them the way she recited until date. It happens. Why? Because there is a whole lot of cognitive building which is happening. I'll start understanding the rhythm, and that rhythm starts becoming part of my memory. Many of you, when you go to the movies or when you watch something, you forget the movie, but a particular song or a particular rhythm or a particular thing stays with you. Agree? Right. So the same thing happens with the child, right? So, okay. Now, pillar three is action. So whenever there is an action which is happening, then what happens is the force, it emphasizes. So, like how many of you, the moment I say clickety click, your fingers will already automatically start doing like that. When I say tap, your mind says, okay, tap the feet. The tap word first comes like that when I'm talking about rhythm. When I say clap, automatically. Why not when I say clickety click? It could have happened. When I said tap, right, anything, I mean, we could have tapped on the door somewhere. It never happens. When I said clap, why does it come like this only? Why not coming like this, or why not coming like this? So there are actions which get associated. And that is why the teacher who is doing that action with the music or rhythm makes a whole lot of sense for the child, right? And that is why just playing a video, even at home, children are all the time watching the screens. It does not help them retain the memory. It is just passing the time from them, and they are totally getting into a different kind of a zone altogether. So the importance of school, how school helps in language development, because the school is following these three pillars and not depending alone on the technology to just show a video. So now this is the triad of language acquisition. Now if we see, because I said that today I'm also going to tell you the science behind it. Now here, this is very important. Pillar one. How does a neural architecture work? If you see the three things over here: vocabulary expansion, grammar and structure, comprehension and empathy. So let's go deep down into it. Vocabulary expansion, the moment the children, and wait for the examples, the moment the children are recalling it again and again, right? Knick, knack, paddywhack, gave a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he plays one. He plays knick-knack on my gun. Now, it's so complicated. Normally, we do it with nursery, LKG, HKG children. Now, if you break it down, what is happening is the teacher is going to highlight on a few things. I sang this, now let me sing it again. Knick, knack, now there's an action associated with it. Paddy Wad gave a dog a bone. Right, so there are a few things which are happening. There's a story in the poem and in the rhythm. This old man, now you can have a different action. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he plays one. Okay, now if you see over here, and the poetry has a good grammar and a good structure. Now, what is happening is subconsciously the rules are getting embedded in the child's mind rather than teaching a child, because we should not both tell a child that what is a noun, what is a pronoun, what is an adjective, what is a verb. No, it will be very, very complicated for a child. So the child is learning. That is why when the child gets an environment, the child actually is picking up the right grammatical structure. And that is why it is so much important for the teachers to have a good grammatical structure, because that is going to simply create the environment. So if all these points get connected, then automatically what happens is the comprehension and the social association with that poetry, with that story, with that song is going to happen. If this particular things, anybody over here, those who are participating, if you feel yes, it makes a whole lot of sense, you can give me a thumbs up, right? You can say, oh yes, wow, that makes so simple. So when you're telling a teacher that, thank you so much, Shipra ma'am, right? So when you are telling a teacher why it is important, so you have a reason behind it. Sometimes teachers will say, ma'am, I was doing the action, suppose you are a school leader, ma'am, I was doing the action with it. No, I mean, you have to build a structure. Otherwise, the child is not remembering the teacher. The child is only remembering the cartoon character. And all said and done, the cartoon character, even if it is from AI, and the human expressions would be totally different. Let's enter into the next one. Now, let's understand. This is now there is a structure. There's a very scientific thing. So when somebody tells me that kindergarten teachers or kindergarten schools would only require activities and all, no, I believe, and I've always been doing that. Let us help the parents and the teachers, the school leaders understand the science and the logic behind it. Now here, so rhythm as a cognitive hack. Now what is cognitive? Cognitive is understanding. Now what? Please look in over here. Phonemic awareness I've already done with you. Mnemonic engine, where the melody and the rhythm creates additional pathways. So there's a melody and there is a rhythm. Correct. I just now I did the poem. Now here what happens is, now the phonics, A says a, that is just that. It is just over here. The moment the rhythm and vocabulary and everything is added, this is how the child internalizes it. This is how the child starts remembering it. Now, if you tell the child, let's do the word knick-knack, right? So if you say the child, okay, open your lips, it is knick. Another one, it is knack. Okay, repeat it. Knick, knack, knick, knack. So now what is happening is the child finds it. Now let us add the rhythm into it. Knick, knack, paddy, wad. Now what is happening is, oh, there is something which is happening. There is something which I am going to enjoy. Okay, so the brain starts coming to a cognitive, the understanding. Knick, knack, paddy, wad, gave a dog a bone. Now I'll do another number. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he plays too. He plays knick, knack on my shoe. So how you do it, that is totally up to you. You can knick, knack, paddy, wad, gave a dog a bone. This old man came roll. So there is something, the teacher can make it slower, the teacher can take it faster, depending on the children, those who are there, right? And of course, the same poem when you're doing from nursery to LKG to HKG, now the children know it by heart, and you see how they develop. Why do I remember it till date? And this is not one poem, we are going to do many more. So that is why rhythm helps a whole lot of things. That is the previous thing also, A, B, C, D. It's okay. Now add some value to it, add some vocabulary to it, add some intention to it, and then you see the whole difference over there. Okay. Now here, pillar 3. Look at the pictures also given on the slide. Now here. So now there are 3 things: input, simulation, and output. So if you see over here, action, when we bring in the physical part over here. So input is the child is, again, let us start. Let me do some other poem. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is like a dream. Now tell a child without rhythm, without music. Okay, when we say row, show a flashcard. When we say row, you have to make your lips like this. Row, row. Okay, now keep repeating it. Row, row. What is going to happen? Now add music to it. Row, row, row your boat. Now, when you are adding a boat, there's a character. There is something coming into it, right? Gently down the stream. Okay, it is enlarging. The canvas is becoming bigger. There's a story. So there is a stream where this boat is going. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, merrily. Now, everybody has to be happy. Life is like a dream. Now, that is what is. So, first there is input, there's a simulation, make them believe, and that is truth. The boat rows down the stream, and then there is an output. The child will start communicating. Maybe initially incorrect, maybe initially incomplete, maybe initially half, but that's okay. Gradual repetition with the rhythm is going to help the child build the story. Does it make sense? The 3 pillars in elaboration? Right? Okay. Wow, super, super. Thank you. Thank you. Now here, there are a couple of poems and Old MacDonald. I just picked up from the Bloomers itself. Right. Now here, this is the mechanics. So phonemes, the motor language, and the social cohesion. The same things what we have been doing. Okay. So in Old MacDonald, what we are doing is Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a cow. Maybe you can repeat E-I-E-I-O, with a moo moo here and a moo moo there. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo moo. Old MacDonald had a farm. Now, what is happening is, in case you're just telling the child to do the phonics E-I-E-I-O, it is not going to happen. It is so difficult. Okay, you make them repeat. Now, here with what has happened is, you've added rhythm, you've added a story, you've added an output, and the children are going to do it. If you try doing, and that is why in the phonics books, which we have given with the Bloomer series also, if you see, we've added a whole lot of poetry. You can just have any familiar music. In my previous workshop, I was talking about that. Another poem. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Now, if I just read it, okay, children, let's read a poem. If you are happy and you know it, clap your hands. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? Till 7, 8 years of age, the rhythm is actually helping a child build a neural pathway. So when we are reading something and when we are reciting something and when we are singing something, there are 3 different standards which are happening. Right? Okay. There's another one. There's a social cohesion. So I've kept different poems over here. The more we get, now I'm just reading it. The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. For your friends are my friends. How boring it is sounding. Now, when you add music to this, total difference. Right? Try it with your teachers. Try things which we do in routine life, just routine awareness, right? And then you see that how it helps any folk songs. Okay, let me tell you something very interesting, and then I'll do, sorry, it is going ahead. I am clicking it is good. Okay, how many of you recall that poem? It was a very simple story. Ek chidiya अनेक चिड़िया दाना चुगने बैठ गई थी. Correct. Now here, I'm not a singer. In fact, in get-togethers, if somebody asks me to sing, I think जब भी last में बोलना मेरे को, जब भी सबको भेजना होगा. But when you are with children, they don't judge you, right? So it's so simple. So I'm believing that I'm just being with children here in the workshop. So in that, there's a whole lot of story that, the Chidiya and then the Bahelia. Yeah, it was the first cartoon. That's right, Shipra ma'am. That's so, so nice. Wow, you remember it. And then what happens is, then there's another, Amitabh Bachchan had sung that song. Ek rahin eat, ek rahin beat, ek rahin thote, ek rahin hum. So again, there was no character. It was just, so try to bring in things with the children. You can even pick up the names of the children and try to bring a poem, make a poem or a poetry, rhythm something to it. See how they are going to recall. The whole idea is to help them improve their memory, improve their cognition, improve their output. That is the way they speak the language. In any case, even if bad communication is happening, but poetry or something is happening, you'll see the child may not be able to speak in English, but the child is able to recite the poem. Right? But now if we add better, if we help the teachers become better, you see the difference. What is going to happen? So with this, let me move ahead now. This is a developmental improvement. You can take a screenshot, start sharing it with your parents. It will help. So how the parents, maybe they have first child, they're planning for a second child. This is how. So now what is happening is when there's an infant from 0 to 1 years, the stories have to be soft and melodic with a lot of facial expression. So when you're telling the child, tell them happy stories. Tell them, brighter stories. There's no point telling them horror stories at that point of time. They're very small. They will not even understand. Don't tell them anything like good, bad, this. Just tell them routine things. Then the song has to be a steady beat. Some steady beat. Right. Horse, something which they are going to pick up. Something, the child will be doing. The play will be babbling and pointing and okay, everybody smile, 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 smile. Everybody open your eyes, open your eyes, everybody close your eyes. That is. Okay, now, toddlers, 1 to 3 years. What happens is interactive. Now, they are going to repeat. And they're predictable phases. A says apple. A says airplane. Okay, now add some music to it. A says apple. B, something like that. So there's a tempo and there are action songs. So the rapid vocabulary expansion will happen and 2-word phrases. Come here, sit down, go there, bring this, keep it. That is how. So, right. I told in my previous workshop that please stop treating children like pets. So don't talk with them in single words. So now here also I've written, ideally we should say, do you want more juice? But if you still don't want to speak that big sentence, at least 2 words. More juice? Right. Want to write? Okay. So that is how it is going to help. Now, when the children are between 3 to 5 years of age, now they start, when you say once upon a time there was a jungle, they are imagining. So there's a whole lot of imagery which is happening. They like to have characters. You can even use props. Some schools, they use story time. No, they use puppets and all. You can use any prop for that matter. Right. The children, when they say, okay, repeat after me, they're going to try to, like, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, and then what he saw. Now, if you ask the children, they are also going to do the same thing. If you do, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, they are going to follow. So tempo up, tempo down, they're going to follow you. Right. And the children start understanding complex sentences. Then once they are into school age, we are helping them go to the foundational years. Now this is it. The children are able to predict what can happen in the story. So take a pause, ask the children what can happen. When you're doing Old MacDonald poems, you can ask the children now what will happen. They will automatically start predicting. So this is how you do a collaborative world building and peer-to-peer dialogue. This is a fantastic developmental blueprint for language alone, right? Not for any other thing, only the language part, right? So this, I'm sure, will be helpful. Now, how can you, if I do a lot of sessions for even corporates and the leaders. And I don't talk about English at all. I talk about people, how they can become irreplaceable. How can they become an authority? And so storytelling is one. So we start from the nursery. We start from here. This is it. So let the child be a passive listener. Recall your grandmother telling you the story and you doing that is it. Now make them interactive. Ask them to fill in the gap somewhere. Ask them a small question in between. Now the third part is ask them co-create the story. Right, the story can go in any direction. You are actually helping the child evolve as a storyteller. Most of the times the parents and all say दिमाग नहीं लगाओ अपना जो बता रहे हैं वो सुनो नहीं दिमाग लगाने दो let them have their own mind into it, let them add a whole lot of values into it. Okay, so with this, the next one. Now this is how I in the previous workshop I had given what helps the child actually enhance learning. So if you see over here, there's a child sleeping room and all. Wherever the music and all is there, it should be very low and it should be distraction free, the TV, music and all for the children and even for us. It should be slightly away, not in the bedrooms at least. Right, and a play area where the ground area where the children can sit, and a reading area where you also pick up and read, and the child also picks up and reads. These are the pictures. So what I've done is accessible input. Like in classrooms, children have a lot of accessible input. Right, ground is to be used. I've shown house over here, so it's a bed. In the class, just a carpet or a mat, or even if the floor is clean, it's okay. The story bag, the props or something from pick up any object and start. So I can tell a story with this. So once upon a time there was a shark and the shark had big teeth. Anything can become a story. It's so simple with a clutch to let the children imagine the shark. You don't even require any other. So just an imagination. The tech should be highly in balance. The tech should be avoided as much as possible. The human being, the human intervention should be there, right? Okay, so with this, now, please see, don't worry when you see such a complicated picture, this is all for us. Normal child, because in kindergarten years, you can also understand if the child has learning disabilities or learning delays, right? So a normal child understands like this. When you say something, the child understands. An ADHD child, because of inattention, impulsivity and hyperactivity, I'll give you examples. वो बहुत सारे लोगों के बीच में उसको discomfort महसूस होता है. Bright lights, bright music, somebody shouting. उसको किसी भी चीज से प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है. That is why they understand in a different way. You take तारे ज़मीं पर, you remember the child starts doing like this because any sound उसको is irritating and that is why they take a longer time. तो आप देखो कितना लंबा टाइम लगता है उसको सेम बात समझने के. Right? Don't worry, this can be cured. It is not initially mild things are 100% curable. Right? So it's a good idea if once in a month you can ask your teachers to either watch a podcast, either watch together in the school, either read books. You can even tell us, I can create a whole lot of sessions around it. How they can understand and help it. ये किसी भी बच्चे को हो सकता है. Right. So it is not कि हल्का बहुत minor सा symptoms होता है and that should not be highlighted even. बिना highlight करे, just try to help them out. Okay. Now with this, let me move ahead. Now these are tactical interventions to build focus. Along with language, the focus is very important. Right. So these are 4 things which in play areas in early years, it's very important. Mindfulness, mindful coloring, I'll tell you what it is, sequential tasks and kinesthetic discipline. Now, mindfulness, of course. So when you're asking the children to rest, close your eyes, sit down, put your head down, let's better bring awareness to the body. Okay, everybody lie down, right? Bring awareness to your hands, bring awareness to your fingers, bring awareness to your cheeks, right? Don't touch, right? Like I'm touching, don't touch, just bring awareness. Do you know where your cheeks are? Keep your eyes closed, keep your eyes closed. Now you're bringing a lot of mindfulness to the whole body. So when you're teaching body parts, this is another way of doing with the children. Just let them lie down, let's bring awareness to them. Correct. First do the same thing you have taught them and then do that with the awareness. Now what is mindful coloring? those who were like in older days in melas, in fairs and all, there was a pen wo ek milta tha bahut plastic ka toy. We used to make circles, circles, circles and bahut sari. Anybody who recalls that? वो मेला वगैरह में ही मिलता था, स्टेंसिल काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग वी यूज्ड टू मेक विद अ पेन सर्कल 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 एंड बहुत अलग सी एक इमेज बन जाती थी. एनीबडी रिकॉल्स इट स्टिल वो मेले में तो अभी भी मिलता ही होगा, राइट? नाउ circle is a very beautiful thing. The mandana art is made out of circle, right? In any culture, the circle. So here, mindful coloring is again tactic without distractions. Tactically, that ask the children to do something in circles in air. Then ask the children to do in circles on newspaper. Use a old newspaper. Do a group designing with children. Everybody drawing circle, different kind of circle, whatever the circle shape size may be. Now everybody coloring the circle. Everybody making circle inside a circle inside a circle inside a circle inside a circle. That is it. Everybody making circle outside a circle, circle outside a circle, circle outside a circle. Now this is what is mindful coloring rather than putting them to complex patterns. Everybody with me? Sequential tasks. Now give them as they are growing. Nursery, LKG, HKG, it will be different. Let me tell you the difference. In nursery, if you tell a child, take this, put it there. One instruction. By the time the child is 4 years of age, take this, put it there, and bring that bottle from there. Complicated. HKG, by the time they are 5 years of age, right? Take this, put it there, bring a bottle. In between, you will find a red color flashcard. Pick it up, put it in your pocket. Do you see the complication of the sequence which is happening? Now, in nursery, look here. In LKG, what do we do it? Look here and listen carefully. In HKG, what do we do is look here, listen carefully, right? And then note it down in your diaries. Correct? This is how we do. That is the sequential task. So our expectations should not become over expectations, and then we can help each other. Now, what is a kinesthetic discipline? Kinesthetic discipline is when the children, if you see, read it over here, right? So a lot of fine motor skills are developed. Eye-hand coordination, putting a block over a block, right? Lot of visual tracking. See, from here to here, how does it go? So, right, when they are doing roly-poly, when you're doing, okay, head, shoulders, knees and toes, anything when you are doing, right? So this is how the tactical intervention is going to help them build a lot of focus. Sometimes the parents, sometimes the teachers, sometimes the schools, they over-expect, possibly for various reasons. Maybe they are not trained that way. So try to give age-appropriate instructions and see how it happens. Right. These 4 areas are again very, very powerful areas. Now, if you want, I can talk about ADHD because it is an important part in the language development. Most of the times, the parents don't understand that the child is taking delayed milestones. Takes a little longer to speak with not a clarity. So now this is what happens is when the child listens something, the child is actually doing an internal thought before speaking it out. While a normal child who does not have problem listens and speaks it out, listens and imitates it. Right. What should the parent do? What should the teacher do? So suppose the parents are at home, what they should do is now here. Please listen, see this very carefully. Speak it loud, right? So suppose they are making, okay, let's do, they're cooking dal and rice. So I've taken dal. Now I've put it in the bowl. I'm washing it with the water. I am rinsing or throwing the water. I've filled the water again. Now I'm putting this dal along with the water in a pressure cooker, right? I am closing the lid of the pressure cooker, right? And now I will let it boil. What has happened is not only watching, they are following a sequence and their parent is speaking loud with a normal tone. नहीं ऐसे नहीं देखो मेरे को कैसे बनाना है इसको हम ऐसे कर रहे हैं. That's wrong. Now have some tasks on. Now in the school we do bits of paper lying on the floor. Pick it up and put it in the dustbin. Even at home the parents can do. Once they have eaten the food, we are taking the plate and putting in the kitchen. We will wash it later. We are taking the जो भी हमको बोलना है, the bowl, the spoon, and putting in the kitchen. We will wash it later. Now there is a mechanism which is happening. The child is understanding मेरे को ये करना है. So these are very simple frameworks which you can start doing. Right. Even a teacher can sing. Now suppose there is a child or there are more than one child who does not understand. Go bring the book and sit over here. Right. So take the book and pick it up. Come and sit here. That's simple music. The rhythm soothes the understanding cognitive ability. Right. So with me, everyone, and now let's move ahead. Now it's important. The emotional quotient should meet the intelligent quotient. Now here, this is it. The story, the song, the play. The whole idea is to develop the language and focus, and that is what makes a whole child. Correct. Rather than teaching them, इसको अभी story सिखा दें, इसको अभी poem सिखा दें, इसको phonics सिखा दें, इसको लिखना सिखा दें, इसको drawing सिखा दें. No, we have to make it in such a way that it becomes embedded and becomes holistic to the child. Why? Because that is how the language and focus is going to develop. We can do it with numbers and focus. We can do it with anything, right, with the child. Now, you can again take a screenshot and share it with your parents. These things the parents should do every day with their child. They're going to share one story daily. It can be any story. It can be story of brave soldiers. It can be a story of Maharana Pratap, Shivaji, whatever they want. Right? They have to do some narration of the daily course, whatever. Right? Whatever it can be. I'm opening my lap. कुछ भी जो कर रहे हैं. Right? Then some transition songs. घर के अंदर बहुत सारे गाने होते हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें. So put them into some. It can be even a bhajan or something. Let the child just maybe not an English poetry or something. It can be anything. So there's a transition song where the child listens and then the child tries to do it. Have a story bag. Pick up anything and just start again instantly, imaginatively. Okay. So this is a comb. Right. So I'm just trying and doing imagination. What I'm going to do is, okay, I comb my hair with this, but I think I'm going to put some sand and make some straight lines out of it. Just an imaginative. Anything. Right. That is going to help. And the last one is over here. Unplug to connect. That is screen-free area along with parents is essential. Keep telling the parents, we in the school are not using the screens, or we use it only for 15 minutes, whatever it is, right? Avoid. Do not take pride in showing your screen time that hum bachon ke saath ye TV mein itna der aise chalate. No, please don't show it. There's no pride into it. Right. Okay. Now the next one, question time. And I hope let me do a stop share. Right. I hope this has been helpful to you because there were lesser people today. So I did not have many questions and answers and all, but I'm open to questions. Right. And that is why I made it in such a way that it is recorded and shared so people will be able to share it and see it easily. Okay. So any questions? Shipra ma'am, Vani ma'am, Avanti ma'am, Shraddha ma'am, and me. And so because you are here, you make us so happy that you've taken out time to be here in live. Any questions if you have? How did you like the session? Do you feel it is going to make the difference in the pedagogical processes? Please let us know. You can unmute and speak.
Yeah, so session was very good. Actually, most of the things we are also following in our school. I'm managing the center here.
Right.
So you can ask most of the teachers in the group. So we are following the morning circle time where we sing the songs and songs related to the festivals and the season changing. So kids will aware what is happening around them.
Right. Do share with us sometimes in your school group, ma'am. If something is very special, we can share it with the other schools,
sure,
your name, with your brand, so that people get to know that this is how you're doing. It'll be a pleasure. A lot of exchange can happen.
Yeah, so one thing I want to ask, sometime like few kids are very hyperactive. Like, and sometimes if they're not in control, teacher raise their voice or something. How do they can control them?
Ma'am, it is in case the child is declared by the doctor is an hyperactive ADHD child, it will be difficult. I
No,
personally,
those are not ADHD, I can say.
Huh.
These are just active kids.
Okay, in case they are just active kids, see, gradually, it's a difficult time. Even I personally handled in school.
Yeah, sometimes we lose temper. It's natural.
That will not help. Yes, it is natural. You're right. So I was giving a whole lot of examples. I still remember that child, a very small child, and was very scared of hitting. The only thing which controlled or tamed the child was कि तुम्हारे पिटाई कर देंगे. But when we saw the child, it was very painful because that child possibly was not, and that child was not able to speak. Was very active, but was not able to speak. But the parents wanted the child to be let be in the regular school. So now what was happening is that, and the child used to trouble because bolne to khud aata nahi hai, so the child used to trouble the other children. So once we have taken the admission, we cannot do anything. So one such example I'm giving you. So what we started, that child was very fond of some music. So right, so we requested the parent that child friendly, because we have child friendly, some kind of an earphone, because that child is not able to speak, but there's a particular rhythm. So we recorded the teacher's voice in rhythm, and we helped after talking to the doctor, the child's doctor also. And we said that if sometimes the child is getting agitated, pushing everybody, hitting, not speaking, can we do it? And the doctor that time, this is the story before COVID. So the doctor that time said that आप आराम से 10-15 मिनट उसको soothe कर दीजिए, and we saw the difference in that child. But that was a declared child, is very hyperactive and was not able to speak. Now in regular cases, let me come to regular. So when there are regular cases, the whole idea is that firmness, not losing temper, firmness. If just a few multiple sentences, again age wise, you sit here, don't move, no threat. If you move, now something positive, if you move, we will not take you to the circle time, and children don't want to miss it. We will not take you to the play area, we will not do dance together. Right, do not say, I will tell the parents also. Normally parents will say तुम शैतानी करोगे, I will not talk to you. Oh, so traumatic. तुम शैतानी करोगे, मैं तुम्हारी मम्मी नहीं हूँ. No, it's very bad.
Sometimes they get emotionally disturbed.
So emotional quotient cannot be, but just tell them something they like. We will not let you color together. Coloring is another favorite area. We will not play together. So the child will sit for a while. And when that child is sitting, let that child get engaged in something where the child gets distracted. Keep the anecdotal records in the child's portfolio. If it is happening very often, you will need to counsel the parent. You will need to ask the parent what it is. First, primary, the parents will say, nahi, ghar mein acha hai, yahi pe kar raha hai. Does not matter. Tell them this is the observation.
Many parents, they know that my child is naughty and he doesn't listen.
Yeah. So gradually they'll start acknowledging, because you are keeping a record. Now they know that nothing is hidden because you are keeping. So you have to keep a record on 24th July between 12 whatever time, 11:30 to, the child was hyperactive and this is what we used. Right. Again, on 25th July, this happened. 26th July, this happened. So have a record one after the other that this is where the child was losing patience and disturbing, so that you can counsel the parent. This will help. This will help you a lot.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Great, super question. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So any questions anytime, we are there in the groups. You can even park the questions in the group. It is all so happy. In case we can, in case we cannot, we can get in touch with more experts and bring in things over there. But with a whole lot of awareness, information, week on week, or at least twice a week, thrice a month, we are trying to bring different perspectives of learning to help the schools. So with this, Neha ma'am, you can stop the recording so that we can call it a day. It has been super being with each one of you. I think let's say thank you to each other.
Thank you.